Marnie here. Welcome to my channel, Yarny Marnie's Crochet Corner. It is Friday, September 22nd. So I'm getting ready to do a bunch of stuff. Being as it's Friday, this means it's my dad's early day. He gets off work at noon. He works in St. Louis, which puts him home around 12:30. So I try to get everything that I need to get done before he gets home. He likes to start his cleaning early on Fridays. So I'm going to be going to the store here in a few minutes. They don't open until 6 o'clock, so I figure I'd go ahead and do this now. Plus I'm waiting for my laundry to get done. So I'm going to do a WIP video today. I am going to show you the, sorry, I ate too much cheese yesterday and dairy, so I'm having a post-nasal drip problem this morning. Shouldn't have done that. So anyway, I'm going to show you the vehicle blanket that I've been working on for my great nephew. Let's see, I've gotten 5 sections of it done, and I'm starting on the 6th section. There's going to be 9 sections total, and I think I am going to do the double border on it because he's only 2. I don't know if fringe is really a good idea for a 2-year-old. So I probably will just go ahead and do the double border on it. And I thought I would also show you the Snuggie that I'm working on for my nephew, my nephew, not my great nephew, but my nephew, my youngest nephew. So that's the one I was telling you yesterday. I was going to try and get to do the armhole divide. I'm actually 2 rows away from doing the armhole divide. I was just too tired to go any further with it last night. So I got 2 more rows to do, and then I will start doing the divide for the armholes. And then the other Snuggie that I'm working on, I've got five Snuggies going. I think 4 or 5 Snuggies going at one time, but 2 that I'm actively working on right now, and then I will get to the other ones when I finish these. So the other one that I've got going is in my bag that I take outside with me, and I work on it while I'm outside until it gets too big to handle out there. And that's for my niece, the one that just got married. So yeah, I'm gonna get the stuff spread out so you can kind of see it, and I will try to go over a little bit of information on these items. So I will be right back. Okay, so I thought I would go ahead and just show you on here what I'm working on right now. So I am doing the Crochet Snuggle Up Throw with sleeves. It is a free pattern on yarnspirations.com, and that is what it looks like. There's 3 different sizes, and I'm kind of experimenting with sizes and crochet hook sizes. I really don't care to use a large hook, and let's see if I can find the hook. I don't know. Okay, so it calls for an 8mm hook. Excuse me, sorry. Let's see if I can find my other 8mm. That is the, okay, both of these are 8mm. I have a hard time using this one because it actually, I'm not even using a large yarn. I'm using a regular 4-weight yarn. And this hurts my shoulder after a while because it's a little bit heavier. I know it's not much heavier than this, but it is heavier. I like it because I do like the Susan Bates hooks, but it is just a little too heavy, and after a while it'll start to hurt my shoulders. That's why I don't care for using doing projects that require a larger hook. So this is the hook that I'm using. This is an 8mm. This is the one I'm using for my nephew, my oldest nephew. And I went to Hobby Lobby the other day to pick up some yarn for the vehicle blanket, and I thought I would go ahead and pick up a couple rolls for my nephew's Snuggie. And I'm using my very favorite colorway, well, one of two of my very favorite colorways from Hobby Lobby. The I Love This Yarn, the cedar, cinnamon cedar. They didn't even have a spot for it. I was so aggravated. I'm like, am I really gonna have to order this yarn? I don't want to have to pay shipping. I'm not gonna order it just yet. I'm gonna wait, and I'll go back maybe next month and see if they have it back in. I looked I looked everywhere on the aisle for it, and I just could not see it. So I'll wait. If I have to, I'll order it. So for that one, I am doing, now like I said, there's 3 different sizes, so I'm playing around with sizes. For his, I am doing, see, the beginning chain for the small is 101, for the medium is 123, and for the tall is 145. So I am doing the largest one for his. He's pretty tall, not as tall as my niece's new husband. He's really tall. So for his, I'm just keeping it at the large. But I am using, instead of using like a thicker yarn, like I was going to, I'm just using a regular 4-weight yarn. So, alright, for my nephews, the younger nephew, I am doing the medium size start. So that's a 123 chain start. I'm actually doing the foundation double crochet chain instead of the regular chain, you know. And then, so I'm doing the medium size start, but I'm doing the tall length. I'm sorry, I don't mean to confuse you. So I started, I've got 121 stitches per row on his, and for the tall, I'm going 87 rows. Now on here, for the medium, I would go 75 rows, but I decided I wanted to make it longer. I don't know how tall he's going to end up being when he's done growing. So I thought, well, he'll grow into it, and it's a blanket anyway. It's, you know, just a blanket with sleeves, so the size doesn't really make that big of a difference, but I do want it to go past his feet, way past his feet. So the way I measure that is I put my legs up on my bed, and I put it up to where the armholes are and see if it goes over my feet. If it goes over my feet in a large way, then it's fine. Now I am nowhere near that on the other Snuggies. The one I'm taking outside, I'm not anywhere near that. So, but for this Snuggie, I am using my 6.5 millimeter. One of these days I want to get this whole set because I love it, and I want the gray and the pink. So this is my 6.5 millimeter tulip hook that I'm using on this one. The actual pattern calls for the 8 millimeter, and when the first 2 Snuggies that I made, I'm like, I've got to find a way to use, you know, figure out so that I can use a smaller hook, because I just don't like to use a bigger hook. So I mean, I had already started on the other 2 Snuggies that I'm working on with the 8 millimeter, but then I started working on his and decided I'll experiment with it. It's turning out fine, you know, just as long as it covers him. Like I said, it's a blanket with sleeves. So for my nieces, the one that I'm working on outside, I am using a 6 millimeter hook, and I'm doing the 145 chains, or rather the 143 stitches, and then the 87 rows. So I am actually going to flip it around and show you my nephew's Snuggie first. the younger nephew. I'll show that to you first. Alright. Okay, so here's the Snuggie that I'm working on for my nephew Benny. He's my youngest nephew. Regular nephew, not great nephew. And I am 2 rows away from starting the armhole divide. And the yarn that I'm using is, see if I can find the color on it. Guess I'll have to take it out of the package so I can read it. I don't actually have my glasses on. Alright, so this is the cobblestone. And if you ever use the cobblestone, you have to not confuse it with the bird song. They look very similar. The difference is this has red throughout it, and this right here, this pillow, this is the bird song. This is the cobblestone. So that is the yarn I'm using, and my information, 6.5 millimeter, 120 stitches per row. And I'm saving all these just to see how many I actually end up using. Not for any particular reason though. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and spread out my niece's, even though it's not near what this size is. I'm going to spread it out and show it to you. This is the one that I'm working on for my niece. And I can tell it is the one that I work on outside because it smells like the great outdoors. And the colorway for this is called Blossomopolis. And this is the one where I'm using a 6 millimeter hook. So I've still got quite a ways to go. I'm not going to be able to do the whole thing up to the armholes outside. I'll have to eventually finish that part in here. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and talk about the vehicle blanket. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the vehicle blanket. It is, on Etsy, it is called Patterns by Dora. That's her Etsy shop name. This is actually, it's from the Little Vehicles collection, and there are 24 different vehicles, and I am doing every one of them. Some doubled, and so each one of these is its own pattern. It's not just one pattern that I'm doing. I had to like figure out the size for I don't know how to put this. So what I did was I took the first basic vehicles, a plane, a helicopter, a car, a truck, and a sailboat. Put them all on the first section and made note of how many stitches per row, just from those particular patterns, those vehicle patterns. And I ended up with 218 stitches per row. So anything after that, I had to make sure came to 218 stitches per row, plus 2 stitches for the bordering stitches, so 220 stitches. But just the patterns, 218. And then, since each one is a different size, they're all the same height, but they're all different sizes, all different stitch counts. There's a couple that might be the same. I think there's like 2 of the patterns are both 53 stitches, and then another one, there's another 2 that are 40 stitches. So that they range from 26 stitches to 77 stitches for the biggest vehicle. So I had 2 calculators going here. I had my iPad calculator and my phone calculator going trying to figure out how to get to 218 stitches per row. Like, you know, I plug in one stitch count on a vehicle. Well, that doesn't work, so I'll have to find another one that works. It was kind of confusing to try and explain it, but being as they were all different stitch counts, I was just trying to come up with, you know, 218 stitches per row for each section. That is how I determined what vehicles are on what sections. I don't know if any other way to explain that. But for this blanket, I am using a 5mm hook. I'm using I Love This Yarn. I'm just doing red, blue, green, and yellow, and then white as the background. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my work area, and then I will spread it out and show it to you that way. So I will be back. Okay, so this is my work area when I'm working on these blankets. There's my room right there. See the Snuggies spread out on my bed. And me in the mirror. Alright, so here is where I work on these blankets. I just bring my chair from my room into here. My dad took this table down from the rafters in the garage a few years ago just so that I could work on stuff in here. So this is the vehicle blanket. There's my Midnight Snowflakes blanket that I put on the back burner. But working on this vehicle blanket has made me want even more to finish this because I just absolutely love working on this. So I've got the pattern on there. There's my yarn. These are just dollar store containers on a bar stool. And the hook I'm using, this is a 5mm. Not a very good light, but my ex-husband and I were roommates years ago, and when he moved out to move in with his girlfriend, he let me keep this light, so I just use it out here. Alright. And there's the white that I'm using. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to spread this out on my bed because it is easier to see that way. So here is 5 sections completed. Like I said, I'm going to be doing 9. I've got the first few rows of the 6th section complete. So of course the next one's going to be blue. We've got a plane, a car, a helicopter, a truck, a sailboat, and a train. And some of these I might forget what they're actually called, and they're not all on here. This is the camper van, which I have it up here, mirrored. Here is the little excavator. This is the little cargo tractor trailer. This is a motorhome. This is the little garbage truck. A little ambulance. A little fire truck. A little plane. This is the little recovery truck, which I have again up here, but mirrored. And then this is the little training carriage. I got another helicopter. It's mirrored from this one. This is the little police car. This is the little car and caravan. There's the boat mirrored. Here is a double-decker bus. Camper van. This is the little bus. And I still have a few that I'm going to add. There's one that's called a little bendy bus. I don't remember all the ones that I haven't put in here, but there's a total of 24 different little patterns. So now the 9th section, the final section, is just going to be the same as this first row. And according to my sister yesterday, my great nephew, loves planes and helicopters. So I think I might do a matching pillow using this little helicopter and little plane. Alright, there you go. Alright, so I am interrupting this clip where I am showing you all of the vehicles on the vehicle blanket because I got them wrong as I was pointing them out. I can't go back and redo that because, well, I'm done. I don't want to do that now. So I'm telling you now, I pointed out some wrong, I made mistakes as I was pointing them out. I labeled them incorrectly. So I'm going to put a clip in here, a picture of all of the vehicles. There's 24 of them, and you will see what they are actually called and what they look like. Don't pay any attention to what I said when I pointed them out on the blanket because I got some of them wrong. I think I called the crane, I called it the fire truck, and the fire truck I referred to as the ambulance. There was another one that I did not correctly identify. So right here I'm just going to put in a picture of all of them one at a time so you'll see that. So sorry about that. Back to the clip. So I almost forgot to show you. I told you what hook size I was using for my niece's Snuggie, the one that I'm working on outside. This is the hook that I'm using for that, and I do not have my glasses on. I don't know if that's showing up. That is, it's a 6mm. It's kind of hard to see in this light, and I think I got it upside down. 6mm, the dots crochet hook. So that's what I'm using for my nieces. And I thought, while I'm at it, while I'm doing all this recording, I will show you some of the stuff that I made last year. All this stuff on this table, not including the doily, I made that a few years ago, but all this stuff I made last year, right before Thanksgiving. This is just a basket full of leaves that I made, and I got some spread out here. These leaves right here. I also used this is one of the two of my favorite colorways from Hobby Lobby. This is the I Love This Yarn Autumn Stripes. And then all different leaves here. This whole basket, I made this basket too last year, just full of leaves. And it's got handles on it. Here's the handles. And all of these apples I made last year. There's a pear. There's a gourd. I got a little pumpkin there. Butternut squash. And then this is an acorn squash. And I also made the cornucopia and put it in a glue and water solution so that it would stay in the shape that it is. Got a little candy corn there. I can't eat candy corns. I love them, but I can't eat them. So I can enjoy looking at one with a cute face. And then this pillow, actually both of these pillows, I did last year. And this, the pumpkin pillow I made last year. And that one. That one also. Along with this one. That too. So there's all the pillows, and I made this blanket last year. So that is my little fall area set up down here. There's my little work area. All my fall signage going on there. All right. There you go. I was busy last year too. All my pillows. I love looking at all the pillows. Oh yeah, this pillow here, probably one of my favorites because it is the dark olive green background. I love that. And then the autumn stripes. I love this yarn. But I also love this too. I love them all. That pillow there I made, gosh, about 3 or 4 years ago. And I usually keep it turned to the turkey side until just after Christmas. And then the other side is just all the colors. I'll make sure there's no spiders on it. There probably is somewhere. But here's the other side of it. Yeah, I got a lot of spiders down here. The spiders are a daily battle here, especially since I'm in the basement. But I'll go ahead and keep the turkey side facing now. And then it'll stay that way until after Christmas. Alright. The air's not coming on as much. It's hot in here. Alright, so that is my WIPs for today. I'm getting ready to go to the store in a few minutes. If it's, I don't know, it doesn't look like it's light yet out there. I don't like to drive in the dark because I don't see very good. Even though I'm just going down the street, I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright, so that's going to do it for my WIPs. I'm hoping to get the armholes started on my nephew's Snuggie. I'll be working on that over the weekend. I'll be working on the vehicle blanket over the weekend. And I'm also going to probably put in or try to stick in pictures of each one of the vehicles, what I have, and then what I see on the Etsy page, whatever I haven't put onto the blanket yet. So again, that's Patterns by Dora, and I think I said I'm using a 5mm hook on this. Alright, so that's going to do it. I hope everyone has a great weekend. If you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, I would really, really appreciate it. And I will see you probably on Monday, I hope. Bye-bye.